Now grab a beverage, relax, and let's get cooking with Jenny. Go ahead and take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jenny, and I am from Cincinnati, Ohio, actually Lebanon. We are a little north of Cincinnati, and we are huge Cincinnati Reds fans here. So welcome to Spring into Celebrations for April. And we're going to do a baseball theme tonight. We even have baseball on in the living room. So I'm hoping my husband's going to give me some updates throughout the game. One of our favorite pitchers are on tonight. So we've had so much excitement with all the storms rolling through. I think we're good now. So again, my name is Jenny. I've been with Pampered Chef for over 11 years now. I actually started because my husband was working 4 nights out of the week in Kentucky. My daughter was getting ready to start college the next year, and my son, he was a teenage boy 24/7 on the Xbox. So needless to say, mom was feeling a little bit lonely, kind of needed something for herself. A lot of people start for the money, and let me tell you, the extra money is fantastic, but I just needed something for me, something that I could really just call my own. So Pampered Chef came into my life right at the right time. I have never looked back. I absolutely love this company. I joined for the products. Of course, that's what a lot of us do, right? And like I said, for something for me. However, I stay for the friendships. Let me tell you guys, the amount of people that I have met through hosting parties, through just the business itself, I have literally met my best friends in this business, and that's what keeps me here. Again, the money is fantastic. All the trips I've earned is really great, but the friendships are seriously just so amazing. Whoever's throwing me fireworks right now, I love it. Thank you. So let's get started. We are first going to make some game day wings in the air fryer, and I'm honestly kind of shocked I'm even making these for you because they're so simple to do. But honestly, it took me a long time to make them myself in the air fryer. I don't know why. I was intimidated because when I very first made wings years ago, we made them in the oven and they were all right. But I'm the kind of girl that I like a dry rub wing. I don't want them wet. I don't want them slimy. None of that. I want them nice and crispy, right? So we made them the one time ourselves, and I was just like, whatever. I never really ate wings again. I'm not even gonna lie. And one time I realized that one of the local restaurants had a dry rub for wings. I'm like, okay, I'll try these, and I loved them. But you can't really get dry rub a lot of places, at least not here in Ohio. So we started making them at home, and I'm just obsessed. So what you're going to do, you're going to start out with a couple of pounds of chicken wings, and shout it out in the chat if you already have an air fryer, whether it's Pampered Chef's air fryer, which I think's the best, of course, or any other air fryer out there. Let me know if you have one and what your absolute favorite thing to make in your air fryer is. So ours is great because it really is like this little mini convection oven sitting on your counter, right? So many things that you can just pop in this thing. It's family sized for one, which I love. It took me a long time to finally actually purchase actually, we didn't even purchase an air fryer. We were holding out, really hoping Pampered Chef would come out with one. So all my friends had air fryers, and I was holding out, and we finally came out with ours. But I've seen the other ones, use the other ones at other people's houses. The ones with the drawers, just not my favorite. I love this because it can do so many more things. Ours has a air fry setting, bake setting, roast setting, rotisserie, which I forgot to grab that rotisserie thing out, and I'm going to yell at my husband to go grab that out of the cabinet for me so I can show you. It's up in that top cabinet. The rotisserie function is fire, you guys. You can put a whole chicken in our rotisserie on the rod that sticks inside, a whole chicken. So if you buy, I know our local grocery store does the whole chickens that you can run in and buy for, I can't even think of the price of them right now, but you can do that even better yourself. And you can watch it just rolling. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. A pineapple, you can do a whole pineapple in here, put some brown sugar and cinnamon on it. and rotisserie that. I don't know, is that a word? Rotisserie? It is tonight, rotisserie. You can make fruit leathers in here, you guys. There is a dehydrator function, and we have some fruit leather trays. So I know fruit roll-ups, my kids are grown now, but I know my son went through fruit roll-ups like it was his job. And I wish I could have made my own because those things are expensive, right? So you can also, of course, reheat your food in here, all kinds of things. Think about the kids running through the door after school. I wish I would have had this when my kids were little, because they could have easily popped in some chicken nuggets or, some French fries or a quick toasted sandwich, anything like that. It's really easy to throw in here. My son, when he went to college, he needed two things from mom. Well, he needed a lot of things. My kids grew up with Pampered Chef, so they wanted all the tools when they went to cook, right? But he demanded a air fryer, and mama got him an air fryer to take to college. And all the kids came to eat at my son's house because he had the best food. So anyways, let's get going on these chicken wings. So we are going to start with some nice dry chicken wings. I honestly only have, because we've got the magic of TV going on here, you guys, I have 6 wings in here, but imagine we've got a couple of pounds in here, and we are going to take some, you're going to pack them nice and dry. We've already done that. And then you're going to use a mixture of baking powder, salt, and pepper. That's it. We're going to shake those up in that mixture, and then we're going to air fry them for, it was 25 to 30 minutes, okay? So we already have some of that mixed up here. I have these in our stainless steel bowls. You guys, if you have these at home already, throw it in the chat. Let me know. These are your favorite. I know they are. Every kitchen needs one good set of mixing bowls. These are it, you guys. And let's get these going. I'll kind of talk about them as we go. What I love is that it's got measurement marks on the inside, both standard and metric. So if you can kind of see, in that bowl a little bit, not sure if it's showing on the camera, but there's measurement marks on both sides. There is silicone bottom, which is nice when you're mixing either on the counter or whatever. It doesn't slide all over the place. It has a rubberized hole on the side. So you can do your mixing while you're standing here, whatever. Nice little pour spout. And you guys, mine are over 11 years old and they look brand new. Dishwasher safe. They go in the dishwasher. If it's not dishwasher safe, but I don't typically own it. So these have been through the dishwasher a million times. They are still gorgeous. I use them for everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the chicken in here with our baking powder and our salt and pepper mixture. Whoops, we don't want to do that. Pampered, not perfect, right? I'm gonna put the lid back on there. There we go. And we're just gonna shake them up. And then we're just going to put them on our rack. So inside the air fryer, there's two racks. So 2 levels. So again, family size, you can do 6 servings of a meal in this. So I've already oiled my grate. You want to make sure you oil this really good because they do like to stick if you don't get them nice and oiled. We're going to put them in there. And then you're going to toss them with the seasoning and the sauce after they come out. You can probably do it before you put them in there. This is the way we like to do it. Lots of different recipes out there for how to make your wings. This to me is the easiest. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this open, and we actually already have a set done for you right here. We're going to put these in here. And the reason for the baking powder, you guys, is so that it makes your skin on your chicken really nice and crispy. Let me get my hands washed up from messing with that raw chicken, and then I'll show you what I mean. So what kind of flavors do you guys like on your wings the most? Are you a spicy wing person? Are you a mild wing person? Do you like your wings wet? Do you like your wings dry? Let me know. I've never liked anything messy. I don't like ribs that well. I don't want it all over my face. I don't like oh, what are the big crab legs or whatever? Nothing messy. I don't want anything messy, you guys. So kind of a girly girl. So what we're gonna do with these now is we're gonna toss them in our seasoning and our sauce. So these are for my husband. He likes, or they're for both of us, but he likes the flats and I like the drums. So we're gonna mix these up in two different kind of seasonings because we both like both of these seasonings that we're gonna use. And you guys can see how nice and crispy the skin got. That's the way I love them. And we're gonna use our Kansas City style barbecue rub. I believe this is my friend. Shout out to Jackie. She loves this seasoning. This is my favorite. So this is out of our new barbecue seasoning set. We've got the South Carolina style, the smoky applewood, the Kansas City that I'm using tonight, and the smoky barbecue. So the Kansas City is like a, it's kind of a sweet molasses flavor, I would say. We really love it the most. I do anyways. We're gonna shake that up in here, and then we're gonna shake some chili peach up in the other set. And the chili peach, it's a little spicy, but not like super spicy. I think that juicy peach flavor kind of takes away, or not really takes it away, but it helps hide that spicy kick. I even like it, and I'm not like, again, don't really like wet wings. However, if you kind of noticed, I didn't put a lot on here because I do want to try them again later. They are pretty good. But again, no mess. I like this. Okay, so we've got both of our wings, and we're gonna pull out the rest of our wings that my lovely husband helped me make beforehand. So let me grab those out for you guys, and we'll put the rest of those on our tray. Ooh, these smell good. All right, so tons of wings that we made beforehand with both. We got the chili peach glaze on the left side and the Kansas City style on the right here. And then we'll put the rest of these on top. I'm really surprised my dogs are out here surrounding me because usually they are waiting for me to drop something. All right, so let's talk about the rest of these sauces really quick too. So this set is really nice. This barbecue seasoning set, your South Carolina style is more like a mustard based. Your Kansas City is kind of a sweeter, more like molasses ketchup flavor. The smoky applewood gives you that flavor of smoked applewood chips, but without the chips, right? So you get that nice smoky flavor in that. And the smoky barbecue is more like a more traditional barbecue flavor to me. So this set's a really nice set to have for this summer. Air fryer is going to be great to use this summer also. We don't like to turn our kitchen on in the summer, right? When it gets really severely hot outside. So I love to use our air fryer during the summers for sure. And then let me show you this cute little tray here. If you guys notice this is our entertaining set. Actually, I've got the big one that my cake's on. I'm going to show you here in a second. But this is our glazed stoneware. Give us a shout in the chat if you love our glazed stoneware, what pieces you have. These are awesome if you are a stoneware fan, but you love to also entertain. because it's completely glazed, it's going to be gorgeous when you bake on it and pull it out of the oven and then serve right on this tray. This one is the medium size, and then give you a little preview of the bigger one. This is the big one, our number 6 cake. Kind of looks backwards there tonight, but it's going to be a number 6. The entertaining set I love because it has the same properties as our stoneware. They're not going to season like your normal stoneware because they're glazed completely around. Again, these are great for the people that just really want to bake in the oven and take it straight to the table and still have it look really nice and fancy and pretty, right? So that's our glazed entertaining set. Love this for so many things too. Okay, let me, and I had my husband get this out for you guys, and I didn't even show it to you. So this is the basket that comes with your air fryer, and you can, you can put French fries in here, diced potatoes, what else? James, what else do we put in this? There's French fries and
you put nuggets, you can put
chicken nuggets, yeah, just any of that kind of stuff. We mainly use the basket for our French fries, but this is just a really, really great tool, and a couple of different ways you can purchase this. Okay, so you can buy it outright, and it's worth every single penny, I promise you. You can also host a show in April and get this baby for 60% off with just $200. That's insane. Then the other way is actually join Pampered Chef. You can join Pampered Chef and get this and $700 worth of products for less than what this costs you full price. So that's really also a great way to get our air fryer. It's invaluable in our home. I know my kids, both of my kids absolutely love them. And it will definitely be like your new favorite tool in your home. Okay, so let's move on to our cake. I'm just making sure that I have not forgotten anything. All right, so I'm going to throw a few things out of my way. Oh, it's getting hot in here. All right. So let's get busy with my husband's actually turning the fan on for me. I was just making sure it wasn't too loud. I'm like dying. Let's get started on this cake. So we're going to talk about the numbers and letters cake pan. And where did I put it? It's right here. You guys, I was so nervous before this started, let me tell you, that I'm just lucky to still be standing. Okay, so numbers and letters cake pan. How many of you guys have ever bought yourself a custom cake at the local bakery or whatever, and it cost you like astronomical money, right? Now, I'm not talking about your average 9x13 cake or half sheet cake pan or whatever that you would get from like the big box stores. Not talking about this. I'm talking about a custom cake, right? It's a lot easier to make a homemade cake and decorate it yourself than what you'd think, with just a few really simple techniques. So first of all, let's talk about a pan. We have so many great baking pans, first of all, you guys, and they're on sale this month. So what can be better than that? We're going to be talking about the numbers and letters cake pan tonight. This thing is so cool, and I've made so many cakes with it already. I made a 70 cake for my dad. I made a 30 cake for my son-in-law when he turned 30. He loves bourbon, and so I got some little bourbon bottles and just some really fun things to decorate his 30 cake with. It's just really a lot of fun. And let me show you what's so cool about this. So if you've ever had any kind of cake pan before that you're supposed to be able to make like different flavors, and it's got an insert, etc. I know I've seen those out there before, but it didn't have, like what I've seen before, it didn't have like this grid on the bottom, which I like because when I had tried it before, the batter didn't stay where it needed to, but I think this works so well because of this grid pattern. So when you put something in here, it's going to stay. So that's how you nestle these in here to make your numbers and letters. And it comes with this handy little guide that shows you exactly where to put your inserts. So for the number 6, it shows you on the guide that we're going to put our inserts just like this. Okay. So I can't put it all the way up or it's going to slide, but you can tell that it's hanging in there, right? Because of those grids. So that's how your batter stays where it's supposed to. So what you do is you pour your batter into the pan, just right around these inserts. And it may sound hard, complicated, I don't know, but it's not at all. These stay right where they're supposed to, again, because of this grid pattern. So you just pour your cake mix in here. You do need to make sure that you grease and flour your pan really good. And I got a couple of tips for you on that. First of all, do not use aerosol grease on your pans. If you've ever noticed that gunky, sticky brown stuff that comes out on your baking pans, that is your aerosol stuff. Stop using it. You want to either grease your pan with, you can take a good old paper towel and some grease and put it in there. You can use our spray bottle that we've got to spray it down. You can use our chef's brush, silicone brush to wipe it in there, whatever. You want to get it nice and oiled. Then my good tip is powdered sugar shaker. Give me a shout in the chat if you guys have one of these. I actually have 3. I have one that has cinnamon sugar in it, one that has powdered sugar in it, and one that has flour in it. So the one that has flour is right here. So what I do is I oil these down and then I use this to shake it. And you can see, I'll just kind of show you here. It comes out, whoops, already had some in there. It just comes out really nice. Oh, I wasn't thinking I had that fan blowing on me and I'm shaking flour. That was not a good idea. But anyway, you just kind of shake it over here and this makes it really nice and easy to get the flour everywhere you need it, instead of like kind of, sometimes I used to dump it in here and just kind of shake the pan around and it made such a mess and you got all this flour all over the place. But the powdered sugar shaker really makes that a lot easier. So once you got your batter in here, then you're just going to put it in the oven. It only takes like 26 to 30 minutes. One standard cake mix is going to make 1 letter or number. So if you're going to make like a 70 or, 2 numbers, you're going to need 2 standard cake mixes. Honey, can I give this to you to get out of the way? Thank you. Also, a good little tip for your cakes. I took a cake class years and years ago and learned a couple of these small little tips. If you put a teaspoon of vanilla in your cake mix, it makes it taste so much better. I used to make cakes a lot for people and they would always like rave about my cake recipe. And I'm like, all I do is add some vanilla. And that was it. And then now I also use milk instead of water. You can use even buttermilk and it's supposed to make it really nice and rich. So milk in place of your water and add a teaspoon of vanilla to your cake mixes. They'll come out so much better. So we are going to go ahead and start icing this cake. So look how beautiful it came out. You can, again, that numbers and letters cake pan just makes it super simple. This was not hard at all. Literally, after I greased and floured and all the things, I used our handy little tool here, which is our cake tester and releaser. For a millisecond, I forgot the name of it. So here it is. And it's really cool because one side, just this little tiny tool, this one side checks to make sure that your cake's done. The other side, let's see if I can get this up here. It's flat and you see it kind of curves just a little bit. So you can literally get inside all of those little corners in, let's say, your brownie pan, of course the cake and letter pan, but your brownie pan, your muffin pan, all those things that are non-stick and you need to not use metal on, this is great for that. Your brownie pan is going to scratch if you use a fork inside of it or a butter knife or anything like that. So this little tool is like invaluable. It's just great. I love it for that. It's always in my tool turnabout. I'm grabbing it out any chance I get. Now, the other thing that I want to show you that I'm not using, but I would be if I was actually fully decorating this cake, we're just going to decorate the top of it tonight, or else I'd have you on here forever. But I want to talk about this little tool right here. So, sorry. Okay, so our small spreader, you've probably seen some big ones too, like the large, we actually have a large icing spatula too. This is like a baker's dream or a decorator's dream to me, because this gets in between all the little spaces and all the little corners. And when you're decorating a cake, especially this kind of one, if you want to ice this completely, the best thing to do is to crumb coat it first. And I was just checking the time. I need to get going here. So you need to crumb coat it first, and then let it sit, and then re-ice it, and that will help you not get crumbs in your frosting. So this is great for this is the only tool I use when I'm frosting a cake, no matter what size it is, if it's a 3 or 4 tiered cake or a big flat one or whatever, I use this tool. I absolutely loved this. All right, so luckily, this part is not going to take very long. I told you that decorating, actually icing a cake, does not take very long if you just know a couple of simple tools. So, insert our dual piping bags. So, tell me in the chat if you have ever used a piping bag before. Again, I took a little class years ago, but what I'm going to show you, anybody can do this. But a piping bag, you kind of feel fancy and more professional when you're using it, right? But honestly, it's so much easier to use than anything else. I love to use my piping bag. So this is our new dual sided decorating bag. And what is so cool about this is there's 2 bags in one. So you're going to see it more when I take this out and change the tip. But you can see I've got white icing in one side and red icing in the other. The red icing, a tip on this too, red is really hard to get. Mine is still probably going to look a little bit pink. But if you tint your red ahead of time, you're going to let it sit for a little while. That red kind of develops a little bit better. So just a tip on that. All right, so I've got the large entertaining platter on the Lazy Susan, because if you've ever decorated a cake before, you want to be able to move it around while you're decorating, right? So I think we can see this a little bit, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. This has a Twix-It clip it comes with. I have these overfilled. I want to tell you that right now, okay? You should really only put like about half a cup of icing in each of these, but I was trying to make it so I did not have to refill the bags in the middle of this and take even longer. Again, you got to do magic at TV, right, guys? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this Twix-It clip off because I like to hold it at the top. So I'm going to move it around like this. I'm actually going to push some of that out so I can make sure we're good to go. All right. So I have the the closed star tip on this right now, if you're able to see it. And what we're going to do is we're going to make some swirls. Super easy to do. And this really just, you're just putting pressure on your bag and you're squeezing, okay? And there is like 12 videos on YouTube on the Pampered Chef channel. You go to Pampered Chef on YouTube, go to the how-to videos, and then scroll down a little bit. There's like 12 different videos, you guys. They're super short videos, and it shows you head on exactly what I'm doing here. So all I'm doing is I'm putting the nose almost down on the cake. I'm giving it a little bit of pressure, and then I'm just making a little swirl. That's it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep doing this. And let's make one more. All right. So I'm going to change the tips so you guys can see these swirls there. I'm going to change the tip. We're going to use our open star, or I'm sorry, the round tip. If I can get this off of here. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to show you guys why I still have it together. So that's two sides that are just, I just have them holding them together so they don't go anywhere. And I'm going to just put the tip on the top and screw my little coupler ring on the tip. Get it nice and secure. And then I'm just gonna make kind of some little, some little squiggles. And what I'm gonna do on these is we dyed some coconut today, green, to do some grass. Make it look like some grass. So I'm just going to put a few, just doing a few here and there. All right. And with these, we dyed some coconut. We're going to put a little bit of that here. Think of any kind of fun sprinkles. Like I said, when I did my son-in-law's birthday cake, we did the little bourbon bottles, anything, fruit. There's so many different things that you can use on top of the cake to make it look pretty. So I thought it would be fun because it's baseball, right? We're going to put some Cracker Jacks on here. So like I said, fun, just anything super fun. I have my fingers are going to be red from this icing. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my fingers are they're shaking. I'm still nervous. What the heck? All right. My Cracker Jacks are all falling because my fingers are shaking so much. Okay. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to put the last tip on. And that is the open star. And this one, I'm just going to fill in some little areas here. And then I'm going to put a really quick little border around it. And we're going to be done. So why spend all that money on a cake from the bakery when you can actually do it at home for so much cheaper, and it's really a lot of fun. Gotta tell you guys, I don't have my reading glasses on, so I'm having trouble just seeing this to put the coupler thing back on. So I'm getting there. Okay.
Hey,
I
Jenny,
hope I have it on. Yeah.
I have to say, while you're doing that and you're doing your last final decorations, can you explain to everyone what does a crumb coat mean? Because it's our top question in there.
Yeah, sorry about that. So a crumb coat is basically, it's really difficult to decorate a cake without, especially if you're, new at it. It's hard to decorate a cake without getting crumbs in your frosting, right? And you don't want a cake that's frosted nice with a bunch of crumbs in it, right? So what you do is you just take some icing and you ice your cake, right? Especially if you have like a big bowl of icing, you want to separate some out that you can just decorate your cake with, or I'm sorry, crumb coat your cake with without mixing it with the other icing. Does that make sense? You want to coat it once with the crumbs. Doesn't matter where the crumbs are on that first coat, right? let it dry, then you're going to ice it again. You're not going to have any crumbs in that second coating. Does that make sense, you guys? Jackie, does that make sense?
It does. Like, yeah, because what happens is when you frost, sometimes the crumbs, they want to come up a little bit. And I just saw in the chat too, yeah, you could also freeze the cake to help chill it, and that can help too. I know not everyone always has room in their freezer to do that. But Jenny, we are running short on time. So
yes, I know. So I'm just going to show y'all what I got right now. Because it really looks good where it's at, right? So just with some swirls, and we've got our, I was going to put a border all the way around, which would take, I don't know, probably 5 more minutes. That's it. So like I said, you know, you can do this really quickly and not have to order your cake, right? So hope that helped. And again, make sure you check out the YouTube for all those how-to videos.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jenny. There's so much love for all of the tips that you shared.